Hey Zaki, long time no see. How have you been?
Nova, I've been good, just by with work and all. How about you?
Sam here, man. Busy with work, but I recently took a break to attend the extravaganza. Please, have you heard about it?
Extravaganza feast? Yeah, I heard about it, but I could make it this year. How was it?
It was amazing. The energy was off the charts. If never experienced anything like it before, do you have some time? I'd love to share the details.
Of course, I am all ears. Tell me everything.
Well, the festival took place over 3 days, and each day was packed with incredible performance. I ran with a couple of friends, and we made sure to arrive early to get good spots.
That's so smart. Who were the headliners?
On the first day, the main act was a band called the Midnight Echoes. They were phenomenal. Their stage presence was electric, and the lead singer had an incredible voice. They played a mix of their hits and some new tracks from their upcoming album.
I've heard of them. They did live. How was the crowd?
The crowd was hot, probably around 200 people. Everyone was so hyped and singing along. It was like one massive harmonious choral. The vibe was just contagious.
I can imagine. What about the second day? Did it live up to the first?
Definitely, the second day had a more diverse lineup. There was an indie folk band called Whispering Pins that stole the show. They had this soulful, earthy sound that just captivated everyone. And then there was a surprise guest appearance by a famous DJ Lumos. He turned the place into a giant dance party.
Wow, that sounds like such a fantastic inspiring. How did the crowd react to that?
At first, it was a bit of a shift, but DJ Lumos knew how to work the crowd. He started with some mellow beats that transitioned smoothly from the pop part, and he gradually amped up the energy. By the end, everyone was dancing like crazy. It was seamless.
That's awesome. Did you get a chance to meet any of them?
Actually, yes, there was a meet and greet session on the last day. I got to meet the Midnight Echoes and Whispering Pines. They were super down to earth and friendly. I even got their autograph.
That's so cool. Did you ask them anything?
I asked them about their songwriting process and what inspired them. They share some really interesting insight. For example, Whispering Pines said they draw a lot of inspiration from nature and personal experience, while the Midnight Echoes are more influenced by urban life and contemporary issues.
Fascinating. There must have been inspiring to her directly from them. So, what with the highlight of the festival for you?
Oh, that's a tough one. There were so many amazing moments, but if I had to choose, it would probably be the final performance on the last night. All the artists came together for a massive jam session. It was a perfect blend of different genres and styles, and it felt like a celebration of music itself.
That sounds unforgettable. I really wish I could have been there maybe next year.
Definitely, you thought we can go together. Trust me, it's an experience you want to run to miss. Let's make a plan for next year Extravaganza Fest.
Year on, I am already looking forward to it. Thanks for sharing your experience. Wow, it sounds like a was event.
And anytime that I'm glad I thought share it with you. Catch up again soon.
Absolutely. Let's not wait too long this time. Take care, no one.
You too, Zaki. See you.
See you.
So, let me tell you more about the first day. We arrived at the venue around noon because we went to soak in the entire experience. The festival grounds we have with multiple stage set up for different acts. There were food stalls, mass food, and even some interactive art installations.
That sounds like a lot to take in. How did you decide where to start?
We decided to explore the ground first. We grabbed some food from one of the stalls. There were so many options from gourmet burgers to vegan deli. After eating, we checked out some of the smaller spaces. There were some really talented local bands performing, and it was a great way to warm up for the main event.
That sounds like a perfect start. Did you discover any new bands you like?
Absolutely. There was this one band called Sunset River. They had this unique blend of rock and electronic music. I was really impressed by their performance, and I ended up buying their CD.
I will have to check them out. What time did the band cows come on stage?
They were the closing act for the first day, so they start around 9 p.m. By that time, the crowd was buzzing with excitement when they finally took the stage. The energy just exploded. They opened it with one of their most popular songs, City Light, and the crowd went wild.
It must have been incredible. Did they play any new song?
Yes, they did. They played a few tracks from their upcoming album, and I have to say the new material song promising. One song in particular, Across of Tomorrow, really stood out. It had this hauntingly beautiful melody that stuck with me long after the concert ended.
I can't wait to hear their new album. So, what was the atmosphere like on the second day?
The second day had a different vibe. It was more like back during the day, but picked up energy as the time went on. We spent the morning exploring the festival arts installation and attending some of the workshops they had set up. There was one sustainable living that was really interesting.
Workshop. I didn't know festival had juice. What did they cover in the sustainable living workshop?
They talk about various topics like zero waste living, sustainable fashion, and renewable energy. There were some interactive sessions where we learned how to make eco-friendly household products. It was a nice change of pace from the music, and I learned a lot.
That's really cool. So, who performed on the second day?
The lineup was great. The first there was a jazz fusion band in the afternoon that was fantastic, but the highlight was definitely Whispering Pines. Their set was so soulful, and it was like they were pouring their hearts out on stage. I think everyone in the audience felt a deep connection to their music.
I love music that can evoke such strong emotion. How was the music that?
Oh, that was something else entirely. After Whispering Pines, the mood shift completely. DJ Rams came on around 10 p.m. and just light up the night. His set was a visual and auditory spectacle. The light show synchronized with his speech was mesmerizing. People were dancing non-stop.
Sounds like we know how to throw party. What did you do there in
We were pretty exhausted by that, but there was an after party at all the similar stack with a more relaxed vibe. We hung out there for a bit, enjoying some chill electronic music and unwinding from the day's excitement. It was the perfect way to end the night.
Sounds like a perfect blend of activity. So tell me about the church dive. What is what is expected at
The third day was incredible in its own way. We started with a yoga session in the morning, which was a refreshing way to start the day. The afternoon was filled with acoustic performance and some indie bands that were really good. One of the standout acts was Lunas Lemon, a singer-songwriter with an amazing voice.
yoga and acoustic sense? That's quite a variety. Did you attend more workshop on the church day?
Yes, there was a workshop on music production that I attended. It was hosted by one of the DJ from the previous night. He gave one push insight into how he creates his tracks and even did a live demonstration. It was fascinating to see the creative process behind the music.
I bet that was insightful. Did you get any tips that you might use in your own music?
Definitely, he talked a lot about the importance of experimenting with different sounds and not being afraid to step out of your comfort zone. It was really inspiring after the workshop.